All right, welcome back for another episode of Spill It with Morg. I am here with a good friend of mine, Anissa.
Hey.
She was a highly requested guest, I must say. So all
Thank
of you that
you. Thank
requested,
you.
I'm here to deliver. So
Hope I don't
she's here.
disappoint.
Oh, you could never. You could never. So what are we drinking tonight, Anissa?
So we've got my special concoction, a fresh Miller Latte and a Miller Lite koozie. Morgan's donating the Indy 500 version of the Miller Lite koozie, and I've got Indy Pride Festival. We love the gays and the
We
theys
do.
version. So
Love it.
cheers.
Cheers, darling. Mm-mm-mm.
Oh, she's crisp.
She is. That is a very crisp one.
She's a crispy.
So actually, for Anissa's 30th birthday, I did get you
Oh, I have it.
specialized, specialized Miller Lite labels with her name on it.
Yeah, I have it on the top of my like bar shelf thing, and everyone that comes to my house now like sees it and they pick
Aw.
it up and they're like, "That's so cool." I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "I have good friends. They're thoughtful."
Duh.
Duh.
Duh. No, I literally was thinking like, okay, it's her 30th. Like, we've got to do something big for
You gotta
that.
step it out.
So something fun. I'm like, we have to make something personalized, and what more like important than his Miller Lite
I
to
was
you?
so shook. It was like so thoughtful and funny, and like I just like
Aw.
something I wouldn't have expected. Like I was like,
Yeah.
"What? My own Miller Lite, Anissa Light."
Honestly,
I drink that.
I mean, we'll have to copyright that because
Yeah, I
truly.
mean, you heard it here first.
So, what is the significance of Miller Lite to you?
So I think it started. It was technically the first beer I tasted mixed with my dad's chew on accident.
I did that too
So
as a child.
yeah, so he would drink Miller Lite like exclusively. My dad
Mhm.
was very brand loyal. It was like Diet Coke, Miller Lite, that's it. Captain Crunch
Aw,
cereal. Those are the only things he had in his house.
I
When we'd
love
go to his
that.
weekends, it would be like open the fridge, Diet Coke, Miller Lite, pre-cooked bacon, milk for the cereal, and then Captain Crunch, and that is it.
Simple
So,
man.
but yeah, I think I had accidentally one time picked up one of his cans, and I was like, I'm gonna try this. Well, it happened to be one of the Chew Spit cans. Ugh. So that's not why I started drinking it.
You're like,
But then
actually, I really like the taste of
I
it.
really liked the mixture. Like, no. But I think like it was like I had to. My first beer I had to drink was Miller Lite, and then it just I think you just stick because at first
Exactly.
beer's gross for everyone, no matter
Mm,
what. It's like acquired taste. So I think
yeah.
it was like the first beer that I got used to. So then it just stuck.
Yeah.
Then it's also just it's a fine pilsner. Who doesn't love a gold top? I
Exactly.
mean,
Exactly. It truly is amazing. I do love me a Miller
so it's in
Lite.
my blood. It's a family tradition.
Yeah, truly.
So
I think if we cut Anissa open, it'd be Miller Lite.
it would. Diet
And
Coke and
Diet
Miller
Coke.
Lite. Yeah, both of those are in my
That is
veins.
running through her,
Yeah, like
bloodstream
a lot
all
of
the
people are
time.
made up of like 93% water. I've never drank that. I just splash it when I brush my teeth. I'm Diet Coke and Miller Lite. So
just gets a little bit every once in a
yeah,
while.
like don't get that water away. What's that?
Oh my gosh. No, I did the exact same as a child. It's like my dad used to love Coors Light. He was a Coors Light boy. He was
Yeah,
very
and I
loyal
can
to that.
respect that hustle. My mom's Coors Light.
I could not. Okay, so it was not great. So like whenever he used to chew whenever I was younger, and then he stopped. He quit.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever I was like, oh, I'm gonna try this because I was such a deviant little shit. I just was
Yeah, had
always
to.
doing, and my mom's
Had
probably
to.
nodding, going, "Yeah, you were," because my mom always watches my
Sorry,
episodes.
mom.
She always is like probably thinking like, "Yeah, that was you." So, but like it was like sitting on the end table. I was like, I'm gonna take a big swig, and it was the worst thing about. Yeah, it lives with me. It is
It
actually
haunts me.
it is trauma. I think that's why I don't like Coors Light though. I think that's ruined it
Yeah,
for
she has
me.
PTSD.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. Not my favorite. Not my favorite.
Yeah.
My favorite probably is Miller Lite or Busch Light. I like those both.
Yeah, that's classic.
Yeah,
We
they're
love
just
that.
delightful. And whenever you live in Bloomfield, which I know you've visited
I'm like
times
I'm a
aplenty,
loyal
you're
Bloomfielder.
pretty
I'm
much it.
honorary.
You really,
I mean,
you
I go
are.
to the revitalization. Shout out
You are
Ryan.
there. Shout out
I'm
Ryan.
there. I'm
You're there.
loyal.
You were there. So I mean, the Busch lattes are really big down there.
It is.
So it is
It
your drink of
is.
choice.
You
Drink
got
of
to.
choice. I
Got
know.
to.
I love it. I'm gonna ask. I don't even know if you remember this because I am racking my brain on like when we actually became friends. So how did we become friends?
So
Let's put the
I
pieces
know we
together.
met in college, like through Eric, like in the Bloomfield coming to parties. Like we had like the keggers during Welcome Week, and
Yep.
he was like my roommate.
Yep.
But I feel like we became friends through like hanging out with Daly, Ryan, like the
Right.
group. And I
Yep.
think like Daly and Ryan's wedding was like a good like
Yeah.
kind of segue for us.
Right.
And then there was that cabin trip that we took at my mom. My mom lives in French Lake and has a cabin. Shout out Sandy. So we
Yes. So
did
fun.
a cabin trip, and that was when we did the photo shoots where she like placed us on the porch. She was
Yes.
so extra.
We
But
need to Photoshop my ex out of that.
yeah, we'll
And then
Photoshop the X out. He needed to not be there. But then
bye.
I think we got like actually really close friends during
Yeah.
Gatlinburg cabin trip.
Gatlinburg.
We
We
were
were
both single.
roomies.
So everybody was like coupled up, wifed up, whatever. And then Morgan and I shared a room because we were the singles. And then we both cried about boys and
The
had a
whole
heart to heart.
time.
Yeah, like it was after we had a lot of fun. We played a lot of drinking
Yeah.
games. And then the alcohol levels, they were up.
And then it was like sad girl hours when we got to the room. It was like as soon as you walk through the threshold, it's like
We were
time
like,
to cry.
do you want to cry about a boy?
And we were both like on the phone with these said boys.
Oh yeah,
at the same time.
Oh, I remember I was karaokeing with Izzy, and like I was like the one that made us karaoke. And then sure enough, my phone lights up with this man calling me, and I was like, "See ya, everybody! I gotta go answer it."
Yeah, I remember
was
that. You were
simping
gone for a long time
hard.
too.
I was gone forever.
Because
I was
you missed Breaking Free.
Yeah, it was bad. And then I think one of you guys like finally forced me off the phone, and I was like, "Fine, bye." And then yeah, we had the little heart to hearts.
We did.
So that was our true bonding.
It
Was
was.
roomies at the cabin.
And isn't it just so great that like us women can always bond over shitty men?
The woat.
Always.
The woat of men. But like also we be picking them. We be picking the woat. Something's wrong with our picker.
That actually kind of hurt me a little that you just had to say that. Like it's because we pick them. Like honestly, that really is kind of true. Like
we be accepting that treatment.
we do be let
it happen. We're like a red flag. Never seen her.
No,
I don't know what she looks like.
Pink.
It's pink. I could turn it to yellow or green.
Exactly.
I can fix them.
I can.
We can't.
No.
We can't. We don't have a good toolbox.
No.
The tools be broken too.
No, honestly, I always think that. I'm like, wait, bitch, why? Why did you ever think that you could do that?
Who do you think you are?
Yeah, exactly.
Like you can't fix that.
No.
That's specimen beyond your control.
No, cannot fix. No. They need to go to the psychiatric hospital.
See you later.
I remember you being around in college and us having like being at parties, so much fun. And your iconic thing is to wrap grills. Everyone that knows you knows it. Yeah, you do.
Call me George Foreman. I be selling everybody grills.
Exactly. You honestly sell it every time though. Like you really do a great job.
I can't stop. It's my addiction. And especially if I'm drunk, like we could be out at any bars. It could not even be on the plan to karaoke. But if I get enough alcohol in me, I'm like, where's the karaoke bar?
Yep. Let me go to it right now.
Or at friends' weddings, I try to convince the DJ to give me the mic and let me perform. And it's the last couple weddings, it's been working. Now, should they?
You ought to start charging maybe. Get a little tip jar out there.
If you guys could hire me to be the late night performance at your wedding receptions, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Include that with my invite.
Yep. I mean, double. I mean, really,
it brings the people to their feet.
A 2-for-1 deal. Like you're getting me as a wedding guest and as a performer.
You're getting all of it.
Literally. I mean, you have to. I mean, you have to do the Anissa special.
That's right. Both the pizza and the performance.
That's right. At Bob's Pizza, shout out.
Main Street Bob's in Vincennes. I'm on the menu. Order it. Get my commission up. Allie and Joe, you heard this.
I feel like you are just so much fun, and I always have a blast with you.
Oh, thank you.
So I will say, like, it was super fun. Like this past summer, we went to the Taylor Swift concert, which we'll get into her later because Anissa loves her some Taylor Swift, which I love Taylor Swift as well. Yeah. Not as big as a Swiftie as you.
Yeah,
still love her though.
But still, you respect the game.
I do 100%.
She respects that
she
game.
She is a queen. I can appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Okay, so. Let's talk about your life. Let's get into it, especially for those that don't really know you. Yeah. I mean, this is like a little introduction.
Who am I? Yeah. Mystery.
She's a mystery, all right. Let me tell you. Okay, so let's discuss where you are at right now in life. Were you ever expecting you to be here like 3 years ago?
No. I mean, I think like early on, like in life, like I feel like women do this a lot too. Is like we set like these like timelines of where we think we should be at certain points in life. And for whatever reason, I always had like things like timed up like with what my parents did. And it's like, oh, they got married at 24. Like I should be married at 24. They started having children at 28. I should be having children at 28. Yeah. And it's just like, ridiculous. Like, why are we putting those like standards on ourselves? But I think even 3 years ago,
I
so
saw it too.
yeah, I
The
was like, what is that fly?
bug.
She's got a bug-free haul, everyone. But I think like 3 years ago it was like 2020, right? So it's COVID. So
Oh
I
my
think
gosh,
things were a little bleak. Like
they
my
were a
dad
little
died the
rough.
year before.
Oh
I
yeah,
broke up with my boyfriend. I was single and just like, well, what is my life? And then the world shut down. And I was like,
yeah,
I need I need help. So I don't really know if I even like had expectations for my life at that point. I think
yeah.
I was just like, I don't even know like what life is moving forward because it was just like it got rocked. But I think like I'm definitely like happy where I'm at now.
Good.
Like I feel like I've learned like so much about myself in like the
Yeah,
last 3 years and like just the type of people I want in my life and what I want out of my life. Like I think
yeah.
I've definitely gotten over like the timeline thing. Like I thought my 30th birthday would be like I think when I was younger, I thought my 30th birthday would be like so different, like what where I'm at
Hmm.
in life than what I am now. But I'm so happy with it. Like I feel like I have really good friendships. Like I'm have like a great career. I've got my children, aka the dogs.
The dogs. You may be able
Um,
to hear them chewing their little
they
toys
be
in the
they be
back.
chomping on some
They
bones.
be chomping.
Um, they were chomping. But like I think I'm just like I'm pretty satisfied with where it's at. Like yes, I definitely like I'm like a hopeless romantic. Like I
Hmm.
still like believe in love and like want to find my person, but I definitely don't want to rush it. That doesn't mean I'm
Yeah.
done dating trash men. I'm really good at it, but the goal is not that. The goal is not that. But yeah, I think I'm pretty satisfied, but I definitely don't think I would have expected this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she be growing. She
She
has
be
growth.
growing. I love that for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I for some reason, like when I wrote that question, I was like, oh, like 3 years ago. Not even realizing that 3 years ago was COVID because that is just like such like a blip in the
Yeah, it's
system
like,
that
did it
I
happen?
right. Like I just feel like I saw this the other day that this girl goes, like, my Roman Empire is COVID. And she goes, because like every month was a new chapter.
Yeah.
Every week brought
Remember
something new.
remember when masks were a fashion statement? You better
Literally.
believe I had like 20 different patterns from Old Navy. They were
Exactly.
running the game on
They
them
sure
patterns.
were. They
I think
sure
I
were.
literally just got rid of the masks like last week.
I did
Like I've
too.
been cleaning out my house and I was like, why do I have 30 masks still?
And now I just keep like the ones, like the disposable ones. I keep those
Yes, I have like a
occasionally.
box of like the disposable
Right.
ones that is left over, but I'm like these
Yeah.
like cloth fabric fashion
We
statement
don't need them.
ones.
And
Shoddy,
they probably
chill.
should have been washed months ago or years ago.
That was the other
So
thing. It was like I think I had like 20 because I was paranoid of getting like maskne.
yeah.
Maskne was a thing.
Yeah.
Remember maskne? So I
See,
had like
I
20 because I
just have
didn't
it
want
all
to
the
do that
time.
much laundry.
Yeah.
So I was like, I had to have a pattern for
Mm.
like 3 weeks, every day of 3 weeks.
Have to have it
I
last.
had to
Yeah. Has to match my
last.
clothes.
Yes, literally. She's a fashion
Yeah,
icon.
she has to make sure she is.
Yeah, Eric's rolling over in his grave because he thinks I have the ugliest clothes in the world. So sorry, Eric.
Oh,
But I think he
what a
has the ugliest
what a
clothes.
bold
He's
statement.
not a fashion
I
icon.
was gonna say, what a bold statement coming from Eric. Eric.
There was this, I remember specifically when we lived together in college, there
Oh
was this
God.
dress I got. I'm through and through an Old Navy girly.
I
But
love Old Navy.
there's this black dress and I keep it to this day
I
and
love
wear it
that.
around him specifically on purpose. But it was like a black dress. There's like nothing in the front and in the back it had like a cutout, but it was like cotton and flowy and it gives me no shape. It gives no one any shape. And he was like, "What is this freaking curtain that you bought?" And he literally took it and hung it on the curtain rod
Oh my
of our living
God.
room. But we left it up there for like the whole year.
I love
It was like a
that.
statement
It
piece. But
was.
now I
She has
wear it.
purpose.
Now I wear it over my swimsuit every time I go to the lake
Love that.
with his parents. I'm like, I'm wearing the curtain dress
Because
just
she's
so you
here.
never forget.
I don't think I ever expected my life to look the way it does 3 years ago.
Quarantining.
That's a trigger word for me. That I just had war flashbacks, I think. Like I was in the trenches.
She was suffering.
Well, I was with my ex-boyfriend at the time. So I mean that right there is enough in
That's
itself.
trauma. Who
Like I feel like a lot of couples didn't make it past COVID. And
I think
that's
that was like a
understandable.
true test, and I think people that did though, like
Are
killed it.
strong.
Like I have two friends. They met during COVID when they were in grad school in Charleston, and they just got married
Aw.
this past year. And it's like, but they also got so much quality time. Like I feel like their relationship moves so fast, but because it was like they
They
only
were
hung out with
so
each other because you
yes. You had
you
nothing
were
else to do.
yeah, they lived in the same apartment building. That's how they met.
Oh. Oh my
And
gosh, that's like what a meet
I
cute.
know. I know. Well, it's literally like it wasn't even apps or anything in this day and age. Who meets without apps? But they
Ugh.
were like all hanging out like outside the apartment complex. Him and his friend who was in his grad program with him, and her and her sister were all down there, and they like started playing like sand volleyball together and like hanging out all the time. And now the sister is dating the other friend, and they were at their wedding and everything too. Like
That's a
it's so
rom com.
crazy. It literally their life
That's
could
a
be a
rom com I've ever
movie.
heard one.
Yes. But yeah, they just
Whoa.
like the relationship progressed so like organically and healthily, but like also like at warp speed because they were just together all the time because it
Right.
was like COVID. But
Oh
I
my
was like, what a cool
gosh.
like positive thing to come out of COVID when they're like the rest is like
Exactly.
bleak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For me it was bleak.
it was bleak. Yeah, I
But
didn't
then
have a cute meet cute. I
yeah.
sure
Oh,
did.
I don't have those at all. They
Mm-mm.
always go with the dating apps. That I just don't I don't have any luck. It's fine.
The
It's
street,
whatever.
it's hard out here in the
It
streets. These
is.
streets are they're not
Well,
for the
and I
weak.
never look cute like when I go to like the grocery store or
Yeah, that's
anything.
a thing. I'm looking like don't look at me.
No, I'm like I'm out to,
Like
get my food and I'm going to go home. Like
yeah,
do not
I'm
even
wearing a pasta sweatsuit at the grocery store.
I
You're
mean,
not stopping and talking to
if I
that.
was a guy, I'd be like, "Oh,
Oh, she'd be like,
she knows
she
she
likes
knows what
that
she's
pasta and
doing.
lobster.
She Yes, exactly. I would think though if I saw a girl wearing like a pasta sweatsuit, I'd be like, "Hell yeah!" Or like a guy wearing a pasta sweatsuit, like, sign
We
me
would
up.
pick each other. We
Yeah.
have taste.
Yes. Yes. Do we though?
No.
So on the topic of where you're at now in your life, we're here, 2023, baby, getting ready to go in 2024. You, I'm gonna cry when I say this. You're moving to Nashville.
Major life change.
That's
Yeah.
so wild.
I know, and it's happening so quick. Like
Yeah.
I literally visited. So we acquired the Nashville plant in February, and like people like they had like kind of joked to me about going down there, and I'm like, don't tease me. Like I love
Right.
Nashville. Like don't
Oh
tease me.
no.
And then like they were like, okay, legit. Like why don't you go on a visit? So like a couple weeks ago, like literally the 1st of November, I went down there to visit the plant, and it's so nice. And I kind of like drove around, looked at like neighborhoods and like places I might live, and then they literally offered me like that next week, and it's
Whoa.
just like, okay, we would love for you to start Jan 1. And so it's like, okay, and I own my house, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna pack up my house, sell it, and move like
Oh.
2 states away. Like, okay, bye. It's wild. It's crazy.
So wait, how is like your mom reacting to this?
She's like excited. Like she's
Okay.
always wanted, like she stayed in Vincennes, like I mean, she went away for college, like to ISU and Terre Haute, but then
Yeah.
she didn't leave Vincennes until I graduated high school, and she like moved up to Indy, and now she's in French Lick. But like, I feel like she almost like waited to like kind of live her life until like we
Right.
were like out of the house.
Yeah.
And I think she's like always wanted like that for me, like to like explore, like,
Yeah.
see other places, like try
Right.
big things. So she's like pumped about it. Like she's literally
Good.
coming up tomorrow to help me stage the house, which I
Oh.
hope just like means deep clean. Cause like I keep my house clean, but I don't be washing the baseboards. I'm high
Your house
pepper.
is really clean.
Yeah, I be cleaning, but not the baseboards. I can't be doing that. So I'm gonna need Sandy.
No one
That's your job
does.
tomorrow. But yeah, Pepper, this isn't your moment to shine. I'm gonna need you to.
Oh,
She's
they
like,
get to see her
she's
good.
like, she's like,
She's like, I
Mom,
would like to be a
you're
part of this.
so rude.
Yeah. I am the star.
But yeah, literally, she's like, they
Oh.
want to see me. But yeah, so she's excited. I told my grandma I was gonna tell her when we have Thanksgiving next week, but then we were talking on the phone earlier this week, so I went ahead and told her, and she was like a little sad. But I think also I was also like, well, it's not like you drive, Grandma. Like I come to you, so it's
Right.
like an extra hour, and like wouldn't change the amount of times I visit you
Right.
because it's only like it's like 2 hours and 15 minutes from Vincent or
Yeah.
to from here to Vincennes, and like I mapped it out from Nashville, and it's like 3 hours and 30
Oh, that's
minutes.
not
So it's like
bad.
only an extra hour. So it's really
No.
not that far. And it's also like a more fun place for people to visit. So I'm like, visit.
I really hope you do have a guest room because that'd
Yeah.
be pretty nice.
Well, at this point, I might be living in the streets because the apartments are so
Oh.
expensive.
Yeah, that right there makes me.
Yeah,
Ugh.
and like the ones that you want, like they go off the market so quick. Like the other day, oh, this is bad. So I've been like stalking Zillow, like I mean, all day, every day. I'm on there looking to see what pops up. I got on at like 7 a.m. a couple days ago in this house. It was perfect. I showed it to you earlier,
Yeah.
but it's like 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, fenced in backyard for the daughters,
For the girls.
and like a garage, just like literally perfect. So it had been posted for 4 hours at 7 a.m. So it was like posted in the middle of the night, right? So I go on and I immediately apply, send everything. Well, then I don't like hear back for like, and it wasn't even that long. It was like at 2 p.m. And I was like, what if I just like called this guy that's like the listing person? It says like listing owner. And so I like call him and he's like, hi, this is so and so. And I was like, hey, so I'm interested in the rental that you have. He's like, oh. And I was like, so like I'm in Indiana, like I don't need a tour because on the site it said like, oh, we have an open house this weekend. I'm like, don't even have the open house. I don't want the competition. Like I'll do this now. And he was like, well, there's some people like I have that have already like applied. And at this point he didn't know that I was one of the people that already applied. So then I look extra psycho because he was like, but I'll take down your name and I'll let you know. And I like spelt my name for him. And he's like, oh, well, you're like literally number 2 on my list. And I was like, bribery.
That was the goal.
I said bribery is off the table to me. How do I get to number 1? And I was like, but it's not in person, it's over the phone. So and he doesn't know me. So he doesn't know like my personality. So he
Right.
was kind of like, okay. And I was like, I'm just kidding, but not. So
But
uncomfortable.
actually, no.
So awkward. And he's like, all right, well, I'm still gonna call the first person, so I'll let you know. And I was like, okay. So I might have ruined that opportunity. So I might be homeless because I'd be creeping out the landlords.
So,
He was like,
oh my
actually, I
gosh.
don't want to rent to this psychopath who is like, he's like, what? Like, he's probably like, what does she mean by bribery? Like, what is she offering right now? And it's like,
Honestly, anything.
anything
Like,
for this
send me a
house.
selfie.
Anything for my girls. What's that like song? It's like the chick that she's like like where the rap song where it's like crying on the floor because he's hungry, and the only time we feed him is sleep with a man with a little bit of money. And
Oh my gosh!
That's my song for my girls. It's
Yes.
like, I'll sleep with this man so I could get a house for my girls with a fenced-in yard. I won't actually do that, everyone. I'm not offering
She's
that.
not.
I'm not offering those services. I meant money, but wink. It's a wink.
I'm not saying anything. Oh, I didn't hear anything.
But all I'm saying is if you're moving to Nashville, the real estate is not for the weak.
So speaking of the girls, you have the 2 precious little angels that are sitting right in front of us.
My
Sorry, you guys
I
can't see
birthed them.
She did. I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got Pepper, we've got Blanche.
Mm-hmm.
Look at them. I die.
They have the best life a mother can give.
No, they are truly they're looking really pathetic right now.
They're both laying on the couch, chewing their bones, living their life, relaxing, wagging tails,
licking faces. It's fine.
It's their vibe.
They're so sweet, and they're the cutest ever. Oh, Pepper would like some attention.
She knows we're talking about her.
Yep, she's like, I am the star of the show. So what made you decide to get some doggos?
So Pepper was my first. She's my firstborn, and she acts it. And I was like, hey, it might be nice to have some security outside of my Ring app. And I was like, what about a dog? Now, these dogs, they get scared. So it was a bad move. They are not security. But that's why I got Pepper. It was like my first thought was like, oh, I need a dog that can like bark at the noises. Little did I know they will bark at every noise. But yeah,
every little noise that exists.
That's why I got Pepper. And if you like know me, if you like knew me before, I was not a dog person. I was not an animal person. I wasn't like an animal hater, but I would be like, pet, okay, get away.
Yeah.
Like I was not about the dogs. And like growing up, like we lived out in the country when I was little, and we had
she just tripped over here.
I know. we had dogs like out in the country, but they were outside dogs.
Right.
So like you feed them every day. You kind of see them, but they're like at a dog house, kind of chained up, and like I'm so sorry. Kesey, Jake, and Alicia, I understand why you all ran away because what a miserable life.
Wait, what were those? Can we roll back those names real quick?
Kesey, it rhymes with like Reese's, but it was Kesey.
Oh.
We used to make Kesey soup, and meaning we would put rocks and leaves in her water bowl and stir it up. So she was probably malnourished.
What?
Like, this is your soup.
Oh my gosh, good soup.
But yeah, and then Jake and Alicia. they all
Jake and Alicia.
yeah, I don't know what we were thinking. We were just, young and dumb.
I guess
But
Jake
they
isn't
all
bad, but Alicia.
they all ran away, and it's like I get it. I get it now. You were just like outside all by yourself all the
Ruined.
freaking time.
Yeah.
But
Miserable.
yeah, when I got Pepper, I slowly broke down, and now I'm the worst. Like they run this house. They sleep in my bed,
This is their
and
house.
then I have like this much slither of bed. They've got the rest. My whole house is like they literally have a blanketed stool in front of the window so they can perch up and guard their home. They're
as
spoiled
good as
rotten.
they can.
They're
As
spoiled
good as they
rotten.
can.
Yeah,
They are
so
very, very sweet little babies.
yeah.
Though.
And then Pepper, she's named. I kept her name that she already had because she's like black and white and it just suits her. And she's perfect. Oh, that's the pizza. And the pizza's here.
So we had a little hiatus because our pizza was here, but it's also not our pizza.
Sorry, Thomas. We got your pie.
The breadsticks were delightful.
Yeah, we did get a little snacky, a little appetizer.
A little appetizer.
But
So
it only
now
came
we're
with one
good.
cheese, and I'm a big dipper, so that
I
was not
am
enough.
too.
We needed more. We had to stop.
We did. Anissa had the right idea ordering us each a sauce.
Yeah, I'm a sauce queen.
I am a yes.
I don't make those mistakes.
No. Love that. So we were talking about little Pepper girl.
Yeah,
She's over here.
We got her to be a guard dog,
and she's not.
And she's not.
Poor thing.
And then I got Blanche. So that was last October, and then so I've officially had her over a year. And then I got Blanche in June.
She's like, I'm here,
it's just
Mom.
like I get out of a relationship and I get a dog. So
here she is.
That's Blanchie. She loves the licks. Nobody wants that.
Aww.
But you're so cute and you're so soft. But yeah, so I got her in June. I was like, oh, I no longer have a boyfriend, but I can get another dog, and that'll called
fill the void.
Coping. But I also wanted Peppy to have a friend.
Yeah.
Because I started working from home in April. And so I which Pepper loves.
Yeah.
But then I think, she's like, Mom, you're home. Why aren't you playing with me?
Right.
So I was like, girl, I got to work.
I got to make money for you to live.
I have to pay our bills, girl.
A single mom that works so hard.
A single mom that works 2 jobs, loves her kids, and never stops. That's me.
That's you.
That's me.
You.
Minus the 2 jobs. I just got 2 dogs. But yeah, so got Blanche in June, and they are just sweetie pies. But you just don't think about the added expense of the second dog. I was like, oh wait, that's 2 mouths to feed.
2
of them. But no, I love them. I wouldn't have it any other way.
They're super cute, and I know that they're a big part of your life now,
yes.
So we had to talk about them.
Yes. And Blanche. Oh, Blanche is named after, because I said Pepper had the spots. Blanche is named after Blanche Devereaux from the Golden Girls, because she's a Golden Girl. And she's a little bit of a hoe, just like Blanche Devereaux.
Okay, we're moving on to another topic. So a topic that we all love to discuss. Every time that Anissa and I get together, we always discuss this. Dating and who's on the roster. Although we're not going to go into details about who's on the roster. That's none of your business.
Yeah, but you don't need to know.
What is your business? And what I must ask is, so you have always lived by this theory, and I love it, that you think a roster is great. Me, on the other hand, I try so hard to have a roster, and then I get lazy and I can't text more than one guy at a time. The effort that I have to put into that truly is exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
And to hang out with more than one guy.
Yeah.
So I wanted to discuss with you, because I've heard from several girls that it is always better to have a roster.
Yeah.
So talk about that a little bit.
So I think the key is, I am a terrible texter, so I don't keep up with the texting. Yeah. I kind of set the precedent early that we're only texting if we're going to hang out.
Right.
We're not texting just to chit chat all day.
Right.
Ain't nobody have time for that. I can't be doing that. So
girls,
there's a war happening over here.
There is.
But yeah, so, and honestly, the roster accidentally started.
Yeah.
Because when I so in 2020, when I was single again, the only thing you could do was really chat on the apps, and then kind of meet up if people were comfortable with it.
Right,
which,
exactly.
I was a little dangerous. Don't tell me. I never got COVID though, so that I know of. But yeah, so the roster accidentally started out just because at first I was like, okay, I'm going to take this serious. I'm going to get myself back out there,
Right.
yada, yada. But then, like, the boys were trifling. Like, the first guy that I, like, went on a date with was like, beforehand was talking about like, oh, like, we played that question game during COVID. Bumble came out with like this question game where you
Yeah.
would like do these prompts or whatever.
Right.
So we played it, and he was talking about like wanting kids in a few years and like, wanting marriage and blah blah blah. Well, like after, if I like if I have a good combo with somebody, then I do a deep dive FBI investigation into their socials.
Right.
And of course, so this man's Facebook was pretty private, but I went to like this search where you can like search posts, and I found his name. I found an article about his wedding in like a local newspaper, and he was married. And then I find his wife's page,
Oh
and
no.
she like had their wedding photos and everything and was not like private at all. And I was like, are you kidding me? So then I like text him, and I'm like, hey, like, are you married? And it was like the middle of the night, so he didn't like reply, and I went to bed or whatever. But I was so mad.
No.
Well, turns out, and this is true, like verified, this actually happened because he's been on the roster for a few years. Like, he never really fell off the roster. He's been on a rotation. But my friends and I, we call him the married nurse because he's a nurse
Yep.
and he was married. But they were
Oh,
separated
yep.
and going through a divorce. And she has not changed her socials yet. And that was legit. But yeah, it was like a whole thing. So like when that happened, I was like, okay. So then you just kind of like move on to the next. But like I didn't necessarily cut him off, but I also knew he was not actually available
Right.
because he was like not even divorced.
Exactly.
So then you move on to the next one, and like just like the non-committal out of people, and then you just turn out to having a roster because you're like, okay, well fine, like we'll hang out when it's convenient, and like if I'm
Right.
bored and I want like a dinner or like other needs that we have fulfilled, I utilize the roster.
Exactly.
But yeah, some of them have been on the roster.
Hey, girls,
Are you alive?
this is a meeting.
Hey, we're having a business meeting. Yeah, so some of them have been on the roster like for kind of a long time, but like there'll be like super gaps between hangouts. Like sometimes I won't see them for a couple months,
Right.
or whatever. So it's just like of convenience. And then 2022 was quite the year. Are we allowed to get vulgar on here?
No, you get as vulgar as you want.
Okay, so 2022 was the year of the triple uncircumcision.
Oh.
I had 3 guys back to back to back, all uncircumcised, and that was like my first run in with it. I was like, "What is my Bumble algorithm that I have 3 in a row?"
Who am I attracting?
And 2 of them were like cultural, but one of them was like a white boy from Idaho, and I was like, "What do I do with this?" The peni were uncircumcised, all 3 of them. So I learned how to navigate that life.
Okay.
One of them is still on the roster.
Okay.
On a rotation. His nickname's not politically correct, so I'm not actually gonna.
Maybe we don't say that.
Yep,
out
never
loud.
mind. Just kidding.
I mean, I can
give it
pick,
a cut.
I can pick up what you're putting down. Oh God.
Anywho, so yeah, but most recently I've been really lazy because I haven't really added. So I've been single since June, and I haven't really added a lot because this wedding season was booked and busy this summer, or honestly summer and fall. And then most recently, like the Nashville thing's like been like impending, so I've kind of just been like flaking out on everything. So yeah, I'm gonna have to start fresh in the new city.
Imagine how many guys you get to have down there, cowboys.
The Cowboys on the roster.
I will say though, I feel like they may not be genuine cowboys because they live in Nashville, Tennessee.
That's not. It's out west. The real cowboys are out west.
Like in like
the Wild West, Yellowstone,
West.
Baby.
Yep.
I want me a Yellowstone boy.
Would you recommend having a roster for any single ladies out there?
Yeah, I think it keeps your options open. I think a lot of the times, especially like, if you're like a relationship like hopper, like if you like to be in relationships and you don't give yourself like the chance to go on like dates and meet other people, like I feel like you really limit yourself.
Right.
And especially if you have a bad picker, like, and then you're just immediately hopping from like relationship to relationship, like you're not really exploring. And I also think too, like I mean, to a certain extent, there has to be some attraction, but I think going on dates with people that you normally wouldn't,
Mhm.
because they can surprise you. And I'm
Yeah.
like a big personality person. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I have my ideal like physical type, but
Right.
like, it's thrown out the window if you
Yeah.
can like make me laugh and you have a good personality. I'm like, that's it. So I just think like people should explore more, whether or
Yeah.
not you have a roster and keep them on rotation like I do, or you just like date other people and go on a lot of dates before you like commit to the one person.
Yeah.
I think is important.
That's good advice. Because I tend to go with one person and I get really invested in it. And they're not. They're doing what you were just like. They're dating, talking to other people, and so I'm always like, oh, okay, because I expect like the same respect whenever
Yeah,
I'm doing
yeah.
it. So I'm always like, oh, okay, great. But I feel like I need to be better about just
Allowing
dating.
yourself to like explore and not putting
Exactly.
so much into it. Like I'm
Right.
like obviously you put in some effort, but like
Right.
I think too like I used to do that where I
Hmm.
would just like I'm like I can't talk to more than one person at one time. Like especially in college, like I was like I can't,
Yeah.
like I'm talking to this person, like I really like them.
Yeah.
But then like I think you limit yourself like I said, and then I think too you get like really invested quickly, and then it's like more hurtful when it doesn't
Right.
work out versus
Yeah.
like if you're just like going on dates and getting to know, you like leave a little bit more of like your heart to yourself.
Right.
Not that I'm good at that. It's like I don't necessarily practice what I preach, but I be preaching.
She be preaching. She be
I'm
doing
a
something.
preacher,
She's
amen.
saying something. That's
Yeah. Yeah, and I give all this like really sage advice as I sit here very single, so take it or leave it.
take it with a grain of salt for sure. For sure. We're moving into a really fun topic, and I knew this was the perfect person to have this conversation with. A little debate, maybe. I don't know. It depends on if we agree on it or not. Swifties, of course.
Swifties.
You're a huge Swiftie, though. I'd say like you love Taylor
She's my mother.
Swift, mother,
Mother.
and she's now dating Travis Kelsey. Which, if you guys don't know who he is Taylor Swift's boyfriend.
And she put him on the map. No,
I'm totally kidding.
I love doing that joke to people,
Because
like
people
the
get
TikTok
so
trend. Yeah, but
mad.
like I knew who Travis Kelsey was. Like
Like,
I've known him for
duh.
years. Like he's
Yeah.
so hot. It's like
Ugh.
if you're talking about the Chiefs, you know of Travis Kelsey and Patrick Mahomes,
Duh.
and then you know Brittany Mahomes
Yeah. You know who those
and
people are.
Jackson. You know those four. If you're
Yeah.
talking about the Chiefs, those are the four you know. So yes, he didn't put her on the map. Maybe internationally. Like I feel like that has been a debate I've seen on TikTok where
Yeah.
people are like who's more internationally known, like the NFL or Taylor Swift. And I will say like soccer is really big in a lot of other countries,
Right.
not like like
Football.
football.
Yeah.
Like
Not football. Football.
yeah, like even in Spanish, it's football Americano. Yeah,
Yeah.
like they don't be doing that.
No.
So, but yeah, I think I just love it because I feel like
It's so
it's like full
funny.
circle. Like she has like you know the song where she talks about like the girl she's comparing herself. She's like, she wears short skirts, I wear t-shirts. She's cheer captain and I'm on the
Is
bleachers.
Taylor Swift in the room with
And now,
us?
yeah, sorry, I'm Taylor. And it's like now she's got her football player and he's hot. And I feel like she like deserves to have, and like, yeah, I mean, that's like shallow, like he's conventionally hot, but like just to have that,
He's a
like that,
good
that
guy.
hot guy that like is obsessed with her isn't
Yeah.
ashamed of being obsessed with her.
No. He
Like
loves
he's
her
like,
so
she's a
loudly.
vibe. I support her. I don't care. Like he doesn't
And it's
like,
so attractive.
it's so attractive. And
I
like,
want all of you men that are listening right now, if you're single at all, I don't even know if single men listen to my podcast, but
yeah,
if you do, thank you. But you definitely need to be following Travis Kelsey's footsteps and his
yeah,
brother Jason too, because
yeah.
Jason also loves his
I
wife
love their
very loudly.
podcast. Shout out New Heights.
Yes, they're so good. Like
Mhm.
Donna raised some good ass men.
They're supportive and they like support
Yes.
like what they do and they like
Yeah.
don't like demean it or anything like that. And I think even the guys in our friend group, like shout out Ryan and Andrew, like I feel like they're good examples of like men who aren't like afraid to be like vulnerable, and also like like shout out to their women and like very supportive of their
Yeah.
wives and like
Well, not only
just
that,
good
but it's like
guys.
and I think specifically with Travis Kelsey and Taylor Swift, like I I agree with you in that Taylor Swift probably is known more internationally, like
Mhm.
1000%. And that could be intimidating for someone who is famous himself. Like,
Yeah.
that could be extremely intimidating. It's like when I think of like, Daly and Izzy are both like boss ass babes. Like, they are
Mhm.
doing the damn thing. And so, I mean, like, I'm not saying that Ryan and Andrew are not, but I mean,
Yeah.
they're not intimidated by their success at
Yeah.
all. They
They like
don't
build each
care.
other up.
Exactly. And like, so for me, I think
Preach.
that is just super cool to see. Yeah, because I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm so glad I have friends that are like that.
Yeah.
That
They're like a
like,
great example. That's like sometimes too, like, and I'm in a relationship and I'm like feeling like on the fence about it. And I like look, it's like they're like an example of something that I look to and I'm like, I
exactly.
don't have that and I
No.
want that.
Yeah.
And like if this relationship isn't that, then this isn't my
It
person.
ain't it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think that it is really, really exciting to see because I hope it's a better example to
Yeah.
men because we've had some bad examples that are in the media lately, and I don't want to get into that. But back to Taylor Swift.
Mother.
So, what would you say is Taylor's best era? We just went to the Eras tour in June or July, as we said,
Yeah.
and we all dressed up as different eras. I'll put a picture up on the screen. So Anissa went as her red era, which I'm wondering if that's what you're going to say because I know it's your favorite. And
Yeah.
I went in her fearless era. So, and I'll let you go first.
It's tough because her red era is my favorite. Like I just love the album. Like
The music's
the
really good.
music is so good.
Yep.
Like the lyrics are visceral. Like they're just so raw and like when you can just like feel I'm a big scream sing in the car kind of girl. Like I'm yelling it out. I'm like carpool karaoke. Um
I would picture
so
nothing less out
yeah,
of you.
so ask Eric. He had to ride in a car with me for 10 hours to Charleston and back with my family and I was singing in the car the whole time. He was miserable.
A delight.
But yeah, I just love that album so much, but I think she has some really good albums that are like but they truly are eras like they're defining moments for her like 1989 when she like switched into pop and like
Right.
Reputation when she was just like finally fighting back against like all these like haters and then just she got us through COVID. I remember literally listening to Folklore and Evermore during COVID like on repeat. And
Uh-huh.
then finally
Midnight's is so good.
and Lover was really good too.
Oh,
That was such a good song that or
yeah.
song, such a good album. I mean, honestly, there's not a single album that I don't like, but I do think for me personally, Red is my favorite era.
Yeah. Okay. So when I think back to like, so I went through a phase where don't hate me, I hated Taylor Swift.
A lot of people did. A
Couldn't
lot of people
stand
went through
her.
that
Now I
phase
liked her at first, and then I hated her.
because
And
everybody wanted you
now
to.
I'm back to liking her again. I
Mm.
think my favorite Taylor Swift era though is probably Fearless, just because it reminds me of like early high school, like late junior
So
high.
good.
And it just
So good.
I really did. I listened to that album over and over again with my friends, and it makes me think of like Daly, and then my friend
Mm-hmm.
Tori, and then my friends Nikki. Like it just they all listen to it. It makes me think of them, and it just brings me
Yeah,
back all those good memories of high school. Like
it's
I
so
mean, there
good.
was a lot of bad memories of high school, but those were like the good ones, and it's just like
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it so much because of
Yeah,
like what it means to me.
yeah.
So
And those vault tracks on Fearless are so
amazing,
good.
amazing,
Fun fact,
amazing.
Fearless dropped when I first bought this house, and I
Mm.
listened to it on loop while I painted my kitchen
Oh
cabinets
my
because I
gosh.
did those myself, and it took forever. And so
Hmm.
I had those vault tracks memorized like ASAP because like all I was doing was
Listening to her.
singing Fearless and painting cabinets,
I love
baby.
that. I think it's her best, but I mean, then again, she's had some really iconic
Yeah, I
moments
mean,
since
she
then.
doesn't have a bad album. Let's just
She
say it.
doesn't. She
She has
doesn't.
no bad era.
Midnight's was so good too. When I listened to that one, I was like, oh yeah, Lavender Haze really gets me going. I mean, it's overplayed now, but man, that
Yeah.
really got me going. And I
Yeah.
love Maroon. Oh,
So good.
so good, so good. Okay, another debate. You ready for this?
Let's get it.
So you watch the Kardashians.
I do.
And I used to watch her like religiously, and then I kind of stopped because
Hmm.
I kind of got a little over it. But I may go back because it's good to like put in the background while you're doing some
Yeah.
stuff. So I was gonna ask, who do you think is the best Kardashian? I guess slash Jenner, if you want to go down that route. I
Hmm.
mean, I don't know what you're gonna say,
It's
but
Chloe.
I agree.
It's Chloe,
I
hands down.
agree.
Chloe's always been my favorite, and I've always
Same.
thought that, and then I like went back and rewatch. So like over the summer, because again, like there's not been a
I
lot of
remember
new
whenever you
shows
were
out.
rewatching them.
I rewatched the Kardashians from the very beginning. Like I literally got peacock just to start from the get go.
Oh,
And then I rewatched everything, and it's just she's always been herself, like from the get go. And I also remember like I used to think Scott was up there, and like I remember we all used to think like, "Oh, Scott is so funny." He was so awful to Courtney.
he's
Like
terrible.
his
The
jokes,
worst type of
like
man.
I think like back in that era, and that was also when we were like not supposed to like Taylor Swift because if
Hmm.
you dated her, she wrote a bad song about you. Like I
Right.
remember a lot of people didn't like that because the media just like just tore her up, and same with like Scott. We like made him a hero because he like called them out and was like
Right.
funny, but he was also terrible. He like cheated on her all the time. He was just a crap person, and we were like, oh, Scott's so funny, like no. But yeah, so Chloe's my queen. I
Love her.
even like I have 2 pairs of Good American jeans. I'm
Love
obsessed.
that.
I just like love everything she stands for, and she's like real, and she talks like about like her, like she talks pretty openly about everything. She like, other than Kim, probably shares the most on the show, like about her
Right.
personal life, and like we all know she's had a lot of
She's been through it.
personal trauma in her the last few years. But yeah, she's a real one. She's a
Yeah.
real ass bitch.
I know. I love her too. She's always my favorite as well. I mean, I've always loved like her and Scott's dynamic. But then whenever
Yeah.
you also think back to it, it's like if that was my sister and I was watching her yuck it up with my baby daddy and like I would hope to be like my fiance or husband someday,
Yeah.
that would piss me right off.
Yeah.
I just have to say it. It probably would. And
Yeah.
I mean, not because I'm insecure with myself, but it's also just like, why are
Respect
you
my
guys so
choices.
close? Like, what? I
Yeah.
mean, I would want like my family to be close with my significant other, but it's also like
Yeah.
maybe cool
Well,
it a little.
I think he had a lot of growth. Like
He did.
he had a lot of growth, and he became better. Like I like him now, and I
Yeah.
like him like through like the middle seasons. Like once he like got over his like, terrible behavior, he did grow on me a lot, and I
Yeah.
like him now.
Yeah.
And I think too, because he's like a good dad, and like a lot of the
Right.
times, like they bring the kids together when they're
Right.
hanging out.
Yeah.
I get it. But yeah, I think they took his side a lot. Like when she was like, I don't want him at the holidays because she's moving on with her life. And they were like, he's a part of the family. I'd be
Yeah.
like, you don't get to make that
No, you
choice.
don't. No,
Like,
you don't.
are
Because
you kidding me?
he's or she's the reason why he was even there to begin
And
with.
granted, I get it. He was sad, and like he tragically lost his parents, and like I of all people know what that's like. But
Right.
like at the end of the day, like if she's not comfortable with it, that's her family first.
Exactly.
So
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
yeah, but Coco's a queen. Coco
Coco
be a
is a
queen, and she's
queen.
just like a workout goddess. And I'm like, yes,
No,
she fit fam.
I love her. I love her
Hmm.
so much. I'm glad that we agree on that one. No
Yeah,
debate
yeah.
there.
There's no debate. She's
None.
the queen.
She really is. Okay, we're gonna play like a quick little short game of Would You Rather. We got
Mhm.
Thanksgiving next week. Huh, I'm so pumped. So pumped.
It's gonna be so good.
Yep, I'm actually really excited for that. So, I mean, this is gonna be an easy one, but I came up with it on the fly. Okay, so I guess I have to first ask: do you normally just do sides, or do you do casseroles, or do you do both?
Both.
But
Well, we
both of
have like
them.
a giant buffet line.
I love
Like we
that.
have my mom's family's Thanksgiving. Her dad had 12 brothers and sisters, and
Oh
then they're
my
like super
god.
Catholic. So then of those 12 brothers and sisters, they all have like 4 or 5 kids. And
Whoa.
then like we do that family Thanksgiving. Now it's
Yeah.
dwindled over the years. Like not everyone comes to it. People get married and then they go to like other families, but
Yeah.
there's still like probably like 40 or so people that go. So
Damn.
there's just like a whole line. Like there's everything. Every possible Thanksgiving dish item is on that table.
I love that.
We like have to rent out a space. Like we usually do like the church like event halls or whatever
Yeah.
is what we do.
Damn.
And I
Okay.
eat.
And I be eating.
I be eating.
No, I'm so excited. So I'm thinking of like two of my favorite dishes that my family makes. I'm gonna ask you which one. I hope that your family makes the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone makes the first one. If they don't, then I'm a little bit worried.
R.I.P. to you.
Mashed potatoes or broccoli casserole?
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah, that was easy.
But I love broccoli casserole. I
I do
love
too.
broccoli
My
and
girl makes a
everything.
good
Yeah, yeah,
one.
yeah. But I'm just picturing my cousin Annie makes these crock pot mashed potatoes
Oh my
that at
god.
the end when they're done, like, and
All the
she's like
butter is
transporting
like
here,
soaked.
she literally puts like, I don't know if it's a full stick or half a stick, either way, a stick of butter in the middle. And so then when it sets there and then
Yep.
like sits in there, and then when you go, if you're one of the first people, which I usually cut in a line, there's just like a pool of butter in the
Yeah.
top of it, and you're just like, it's just
Heaven.
iconic. I talk about it every year. We have a Rupel family Facebook page, and
Oh
every
my
year
gosh.
they like ask people what they're bringing just to make sure everyone's got everything covered.
Yeah.
And she always puts like mashed potatoes, and I'm like, been dreaming about them all year, Annie. Been dreaming about them.
I'm pumped for those.
Yeah,
Ugh.
but I also love a broccoli casserole too. That's
Mhm.
on my dish. That's on my plate.
Yeah, I love it. No, my grandma has to make two because my cousin Alex and I, we her and I both eat the shit out of it. Like we will just
You have
we
to
eat like a whole thing ourselves. So
make me my own pan.
it's fine. It's fine.
Calories don't count on Thanksgiving.
They don't. They don't.
They don't be counting.
Don't even. Turkey or ham?
Ham. Turkey's dry. I'm sorry, turkey is dry.
Someone's not making your turkey
ham
right.
is juicy. Juicy.
Now my grandma's turkey is juicy. That sounded wrong. That sounded very wrong.
I don't want to know about your grandma's turkey.
The turkey that my grandma makes is very juicy. She'd be juicy and moist. I love me some turkey. I'm a turkey girl.
Yeah.
I don't like ham.
I like deli turkey over deli ham. Like if I'm at the deli counter, I want turkey.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like the bird,
an actual
I want the ham, baby.
I
want that juicy juice, that honey baked ham.
Yeah. Ham's not a bird though. I knew what you meant though. I know when it comes to the animal, the thick of it.
I want the animal that's the ham. Is that a pig?
Yeah. We're moving to desserts. That's the most important part in my eyes. I don't know though. I just love me some Thanksgiving food. Pumpkin pie or apple pie?
Apple.
You not a pumpkin girly?
It's a texture thing for me.
Okay.
It's like that fluffy, weird texture.
Yeah. Oh, you don't like that.
I'm not into that.
Okay.
I also don't like whipped cream. I know. Blows people's minds.
I like it only on pie. I don't like it in my like Starbucks drinks or things like that, but I do be liking it
it's like that airy texture where it makes me like gag.
Oh.
It's the only thing that makes me gag. So sorry, everyone. You did not ask for that. I'm sorry. It was just like set up for it. I had to say it.
You had to say it. You had to say it. Oh my god, that was good. I personally am a pumpkin pie girly, but I'm a pumpkin girl. That is like my base. That's the thing. Like when
she's a PSL. Is the thing. She's PSL girly.
Pumpkin spice connoisseur, and I don't care. I don't care if I'm basic.
She doesn't care what you think.
I don't at all. Actually, we're just gonna call it as we see it. I'm basic. I'm basic.
Real recognize real. Basic recognize basic.
And if anybody,
we recognize.
And if anybody knows me, they know I'm a basic girl. It's fine. It's fine. I've got no personality.
You're perfect.
It's fine. I just pumpkin spice my personality. I'm gonna get a T-shirt like that. Wear it.
Please.
I do have pumpkin pie socks. That I wear specifically on Thanksgiving.
I love that. Okay. A dream.
A dream. We've made it.
We've made it.
To rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
Are you ready for this?
I honestly don't know. You said you were trying to stump me, so I'm scared.
Yeah.
If you're scared, go to church.
So before we started this little recording, we both enjoyed a little high nooner.
Cranberry baby, check that new flavor.
Delightful, I will say. I was feeling very festive. Mariah Carey possessed me. Your first question is Miller Lights or High Noon?
High Noon.
What?
I know.
Whoa.
I know.
It's because of the flavors, the different flavors.
It's peach. High Noon has me in a freaking chokehold. It's got. Peach High Noon is so good. It tastes like you're eating a peach.
Yeah.
And
their flavors are very potent.
I've been like just drinking them. That's been my go-to. But
drinking.
But Miller Lite, like on a hot summer day, you just
crisp.
She hits. But yeah, peach High Noon. If I'm being honest.
Okay, so specifically,
yeah. Peach. If I was being politically correct for me, I would have said Miller Lite. But I'm gonna be honest with the people. The fans want honesty, and it's High Noon.
They always want honesty. I mean, sometimes. What is the best Christmas song?
All I Want for Christmas Is You, Mariah Carey. Are you kidding? All I want for Christmas is you.
That was glorious.
I'm choir.
The one thing that we always do, which you were not here this year for it, but At Eric's Halloween party, we always play All I Want for Christmas Is You to end off the night because it leads
So
into
good.
Christmas.
It's so good. It's also a great wedding song. Fun fact: no matter the time of
That's
year,
right. It's
I
always
played it.
requested.
I made it be
It's a
played
popular
at Andrew and Izzy's wedding in the middle of freaking June.
Love it. Love it.
And the DJ wouldn't play it at first, and we had to have Andrew go up and tell him. I think it was Andrew that went up and told him, like, "Hey, you can play the song."
Oh, it's
And
safe.
it was a banger. People lost
Love
their
it.
minds.
They love
But
it.
I got my friend Michaela and Adam. They had a New Year's Eve wedding, and it just set off. And so I've always requested it at
Yeah.
weddings because people go insane.
It's a hit. It's a hit. Love that. A crowd favorite.
Mhm.
I also, that's my favorite one too. I listen to it on repeat.
Yeah.
I wonder what you're going to say about this.
Oh, I'm scared.
Who is the best country artist ever?
Woo! Ever?
Ever.
It's supposed to be fast.
I know.
Tim McGraw?
Oh, I was not expecting you to say that.
I don't know though. Like
I
off the
do
top of
be,
my
I
head.
do be loving me some Tim McGraw.
I mean, Live Like You Were Dying.
that one hits. That one hits.
Yeah, I just
Him
when
and
I
Faith
think
Hill
of
are just so iconic.
oh, and Faith Hill, the Mississippi girl don't change her ways. Yeah, Faith Hill be killing it. I just think like when I think of like country music overall, like he's like I mean
He's
even
the
Taylor
king.
Swift wrote a song, Tim McGraw.
He's the king and she's the queen.
Yeah,
And by queen, I mean Faith Hill.
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah, Faith Hill, she's an icon. But yeah, I just think
love 'em
he's
both.
like he's so good. But like country music that I listen to now, like I'm obsessed with Zach Bryan, Tyler Childers, like so
Love 'em. We're going to
good.
Tyler Childers next year.
Wait, I am too. I don't know why I acted like
I said
I
we.
literally I know, but I literally was about to be
Who's
like
we in the room?
I literally was about to be like, "Ah, I'm so jealous. I'm like, wait, I'm going to do that too.
Who's your favorite TV show character of all time?
Olivia Benson, Law and Order SVU.
Okay.
I've been watching that show
Iconic.
since '99.
Yeah.
A close second would be Lorelai Gilmore.
Oh, okay.
Gilmore Girls. I was watching that when you
Yep,
got here.
yep.
But yeah, Olivia Benson, she's a baddie. She's been
She is a
running.
baddie.
She's been running the streets of Manhattan and our hearts in our home since '99, and she'll never stop.
Have you seen the most recent, like when she was on the red carpet and she's like,
Yeah,
"Zoom
she's
on the
like
beat." Yeah.
Brooke. Yeah, she's a loyal. She's a baddie,
I love her.
and she's gorgine. Gorgine.
Stunning. She
Yeah.
aged so well.
Yeah, I love
I
her.
want to know her secret. Probably Botox, but it's fine.
It's fine.
Okay. Last rapid fire question. Who is your favorite ex of Taylor Swift's?
Such a bad at rapid fire. Taylor Lautner.
I was gonna
I
say,
don't know why.
There's
I don't
only
know why
one
that
correct
took me so.
answer here.
Well, so like I mean, other than like we don't necessarily know the circumstances of their breakup, but like I love like the old clips of her like running to Joe after the show.
Yeah.
So, but then I was like, no, we think he might be problematic after the breakup.
Right.
But yeah, Taylor Lautner, Avi, and when
Taylor
he did
Lautner's
the when he
just
did the little
precious.
precious little backflip at the
I
show
know.
in the interviews when he talks about it, he's like, yeah, I blacked out. I don't know what I did. I just did it.
I just love it. I love him so much. Team Jacob for life, truly. Team Jacob for life.
I mean,
And I love that he married someone named Taylor too, because now there's Taylor
Yeah,
and
Taylor
Taylor and
Lautner
Taylor.
squared.
There's like lots of Taylors
and then
involved.
yeah, he loves a Taylor.
He loves a Taylor.
He loves a Taylor.
So that's fine. I wish he
We
would have
love
married
that.
Taylor Gilmore, so then we could have been famous.
Yeah, Taylor, work on that. Stop sliding in. What is it, Riley Green's DMs?
Yeah.
Stop sliding Riley Green and sliding. Well, it's too late. He's married. I don't
married
actually want to
now.
encourage that. Just
Guess you have
kidding,
to go somewhere
Taylor.
else.
Do your thing. Do your thing.
Do your thing, girl. Well, we're here at the end.
We
You did it.
finished.
You made it. You
We
did
finished.
great.
It was a pleasure hanging out with you all.
You did amazing.
Mainly you.
I think you guys are really going to enjoy this.
Yeah, we can hope. If not, don't tell me about it.
Literally, we don't even want to know. We
don't
don't even want to know.
We don't leave mean comments on this video.
No, I don't tolerate it. I don't. Free speech, we don't know her.
We don't know her.
Well, thank you so much for being on this. I appreciate it. I'm so glad I got
Yes, it's
to
so
like
fun.
do this with you before you moved to Nashville.
Yeah, it's like the perfect goodbye.
Oh,
Oh, well, not goodbye. It's the perfect see you later.
It is. Oh, no.
sorry.
That cut a little deep. Yikes. Okay. No, but I really do appreciate it. I will come visit you in Nashville. We'll do a little interview down there maybe. We'll check in.
We'll do a little tour out. Like
Exactly.
house, like hey,
Oh, yeah.
like these are the streets.
We're gonna go vlogging
Welcome
style.
to East Nashville.
Oh.
I'm manifesting that I'll get that house in East Nashville.
You will.
Please. He viewed my application an hour ago.
Love it.
Everyone, cross your fingers.
Yep. Send some good vibes. Maybe by the time this is out, though, you already have it.
We can only hope.
Yeah, you will have it, so it's
We'll
fine.
have it.
It's fine. So I thank you guys so much for listening. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Leave a little comment for Anissa, nice ones only. And I will catch you on the next one.
Bye.